Hello, my middle school students. It's Miss Rebecca. This week, we're learning all about form. Form is an element of art that takes a two-dimensional shape and turns it into a three-dimensional object. Form is sculpture, and sculpture is form. This week, we're going to be making chickens, believe it or not, in a folk art style. And we're going to be creating these forms with paper plates. Come on, let's try it out. It's going to be awesome. Okay, this project is from middle school. This week we're talking about form. We're going to make these cool three-dimensional forms of chickens. Don't you guys love these chickens? I sure do. They stand up by themselves, and I'm going to show you guys how. Using paper plates. All right, guys, let's do it. So I'm actually going to use these smaller paper plates because I ran out of the big ones. Okay, so the first step is whether you have small or large, doesn't matter. You're going to take your paper plate, you're going to fold it, and sometimes it's tricky, but just fold it kind of loosely like that. Doesn't have to be real tight, but if you pinch it like that, you get a nice fold, okay? Now, take your scissor, you're going to need scissor. We're going to make two cuts. That goes straight to the fold. One and two. Now, the side pieces are going to come up, and then it's this piece that the chicken balances on to stand up, okay? So that's the function of the form right there. Simple. Now, we're going to use a pencil or a marker, and the first thing you're going to do is start here to draw a curve for the head, a curved line for the head like that, kind of like a hook, and then a little shape, a triangle shape for the beak. So that's going to be the head of the bird. And then the tail of the bird, we're going to start here again. And you're just going to make bumps or curved lines until you get to the edge, okay? So it's just like this. Now take your scissors, and we're going to just carefully cut out around the beak, around the head, and around the tail. Ooh. It's a little tricky. It's a little tricky to get into that tail. Okay, success. Now that's the basic shape right there, okay? Now, we're going to do the wing. So in this middle section here, make a curve like that. And if you want it to have these little feather shapes, just make little bumps like that. Okay, now that is the wing. What shape of eye would you like? If it's a circle, just do a little circle. If you want to get fancy, you could fill in half of it. Okay. Now we're going to do the designs. Now what you're going to notice, I'm going to show you these that were a little more finished. The designs are all different kinds of lines. Diagonal lines, zigzag lines, circular lines, polka dots. Here's another one. Horizontal lines, wavy lines, and little hairy lines. I like to call them little hairy lines. So we're gonna pick any part of your bird and let's make some designs. So for the head, I think I'm just gonna do those little hairy lines. It's a little short. Little short hairy lines right there. Oh, and I'm gonna stop at the head. Now for this part of the body, I think I'll just do straight lines. That kind of radiates out like a sun almost. I think I like that. I'm going to do that whole section of the body with the same design pattern. So I have my little hairy lines, I have my long lines, and how about, what else should we do here? How about some polka dots? Little polka dot, big polka dot. Little polka dot, big polka dot. I'm going to do all the tail in polka dots. Whoa. Now, if you want to put a design in the wing, you can, or you could just leave it solid, so that way we can color it. Now you could use your watercolors, go nicely, or this one was done with just crayons. So you see the difference between this one done with crayons and this one done with watercolors. It's up to you, whatever you have on hand. And we fill in each shape. So I think I'll do red inside. Oh, gotta make sure that when you use the paint, it can get tricky because it likes to run. I'm filling in every little section, taking my time, try to stay in the lines. I really like this red. Now when I switch colors, I make sure I wash my brush. Let's do some orange. How about orange pokey dots? Whoa! I'm gonna wash my brush when I switch colors. How about some yellow? I could just go right over this marker. So if you did it in pencil, it might be a good idea to go over it with a black marker. And how about a green wing? Whoa! And then when you're all done painting, you could make a bunch of these. So that there'll be a whole group of them. And they'll all be friends. I'd like to see your chicken forms on Google Classroom.